In a few years' time, Ghana would be celebrating its golden jubilee as an independent nation. And from the eyes of the incumbent Speaker of the National Assembly, Raphael Trotman, there is not much to shout about. In an exclusive with Nightly News at Parliament Buildings, Trotman shared the view that governance issues exist.
After 50 years almost of trying to get it right, we continue to still be, certainly in the English-speaking Caribbean, the one that is the most economically backward, the one that is obviously struggling the most politically.
Trotman would go on to explain that it is obvious that if Ghana is to progress, a collection of the best minds is needed to work together.
That is even some who may wish to come out of the PPP, some out of the opposition, and of course, civil society must be factored in because without civil society's involvement, we're going no place. So I believe that at least for an interim, if only for 3 to 4 years, or where we put new constitutional arrangements in place.
It is also a fact that Guyana has more natural resources than the majority of its regional neighbors, yet public servants are grossly underpaid, coupled with astronomical costs of living.
When you look at the stability of Barbados as against the instability of Guyana, and we have far much more, it tells you that our decision making. You see, Barbados is if I can use the term again, is more of a homogeneous society. They have one group of people there, they understand there's a Barbadian way, but you have the ancestors of Africans came as slaves, you have Asians as East Indians.
Additionally, the Speaker of the House is supportive of calls for constitutional reform. A few years ago, a process of constitutional reform was embarked upon, but that process was never completed according to Trotman. At that time too, it should be noted that the PPP had control of the House.
Some of the powers of the president need to be looked at again, because you see, in other countries there's a president and a prime minister. They're two separate persons. But in Ghana, the president is head of state and head of government. In other countries like Trinidad, the president is head of state, the prime minister is head of government, two separate persons.
So isn't that different when the parliamentary setup is different also?
It is. The US, for example, in the US you have an executive president. So we have a situation where our president doesn't have to seek advice or counsel from anyone.
Trotman maintains that the winner-takes-all system will continue to do no good for the Guyanese society. Handel Duncan, HGP Nightly News.